platform with the tuna coins.
Oh,
that's right. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. You know what happens. The person who has the mic has control, right? So, hey everybody, how y'all doing? Samuel Bean, Diamond Ambassador at Boomerang International. And I actually have an opportunity to have a conversation. He said training. We're gonna converse a little bit. And I really do appreciate how you guys have been turning out to this event. This has been a weekly event since we've been in business. And you guys are continuing to show up. You're continuing to pack out the lines, continuing to comment. And 80% of our success is just showing up. And I can tell you right now, for those of you who are thinking about not showing up to the event, you might want to think about that again, because the chances, are, if you keeping up with everybody who comes to the event, are slim to none. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? No. Because again, everybody who shows up to those events will have information that you don't have. They will have emotions flowing through them that will actually help them make a decision that you won't be able to experience. And, and speaking of experiences, you don't want to miss your moments. Okay. And when I say miss your moments, there are moments that you get a chance to take back with you and keep for the rest of your life. Okay. And when I say keep for the rest of your life, I mean, I get a chance to think about me and T. Gray's first experience, and this was years ago. This is 15 years ago. And we took a bus trip from Houston to Tennessee, right? And we shared a hotel room, me, him, and two of his other guys. And at that time, T. Gray and the two other guys were trying to start a country and western boy band. And they were trying to start it in their sleep. They were snoring so bad, you're really doing this. Yeah. Okay. But see, I'm just saying, great things like that happen at events, And so they had an oboe, a banjo, and an oboe, or whatever you want to call it, but they're rocking and rolling, right? But we'll remember that for the rest of our life, right? Then you have events, and this is for the actual owner of the company. We went to a Dallas Cowboy game. It was an event. 3 years ago, it was a playoff game when, the Cowboys lost to the Green Bay Packers. And you have to be there to see the pain in his face. You have to be there, to see the emotion that was flowing through his system at that time. And I say that because you're going to have events, like this one, you have people walking across the stage of Sapphire. They're going to have emotions. And you'll see them cry like Rowan Bond did, in the last company we were in together, and cried like a baby on stage, and because he had his breakthrough, right? You'll see people, like Leslie Drake, who literally could not speak in front of a group of 50 people. She was terrified. And at our very first training, and that I had in her market, and it was a speaking training. Terrified, cried, locked up, and everything. And then to see her evolve and one day be able to speak in front of 5,000 people without batting an eye. And that's what you want to go for. Those things you want to go for. But you also want to go, to these events because you're a shareholder. You're not a distributor. They gave you the tag of TSA, but you're a shareholder. Okay. So when you look at why you should be there, it's because you have a vested interest in the company, your company. Okay. If Steve Jobs was here today and he was about to introduce some Apple technology, and you were an Apple vendor, okay, or you were an Apple retailer, would you or would you not be there? Right? If you were not there, I can tell you right now, if you're a Best Buy, whoever the next big company is, they would have an advantage over you. They would actually have that technology first. They could buy it out first, make sure you didn't get it. You'll be behind the eight ball, which is why when we talk about not going to these events, if you don't go to these events, you put yourself 18 to 24 months behind everybody that does. Okay? If it wasn't for these events, I can tell you right now, I probably still wouldn't be in network marketing. The two things that impacted my life and my career more than anything when it comes to network marketing is mentorship and events. Okay. When I look at the events, the events are the underdog's equalizer. And what happens is it allows you to come in and not necessarily compete with T. Gray, but to catch up with it. Not necessarily compete, with Jonathan Green out the gate or Spencer Iverson out the gate, but you can keep up with them. And guess what? You can make them help you catch up to them because they're going to be speaking on your behalf. And you need them to speak on your behalf because your people really don't believe in you right now. I'm just being honest with you, you're too close to them. You're your friends, they're your families, you know, they're your neighbors, they're your colleagues, your coworkers, and they know you, right? And when you get to the event, they don't know these people. And third-party influence is very, very important. So when you edify the event, edify the leaders that are going to be speaking there and their accomplishments, what happens is now you got somebody who they have not had an opportunity to prejudge, to give them some information that you probably have already given them before in the past. And when they look at you and say, you know what, that's amazing. Did you just hear that? And you're saying in your head, you know, I just told you that 2 weeks ago, right? But you need to have them there for confirmation. You need to have you there for confirmation. Why do you think people go to church every Sunday, right? And yeah, people have been going to church for 50 years, right? They go every Sunday. And it's not because they're going to hear something different. They're going to hear what's required to keep them, you know, focused on the end result, right? And so when you come to these events, you know, you have these big events like the Vision, and you have your CEO, your Steve Jobs, you know, Mr. Holton and Buggs, the owner of the company, and he's about to tell you what's about to happen. He's about to prepare you on how to go out there and set up your storefronts, how to go up there and set up your internet, you know, presence, or make sure you're prepared because of this financial tsunami that we're creating and that's about to hit right now. You don't want to miss this thing. You know, every event I went to, I always fasted before. And I always made sure I cleared out the cobwebs. I always made sure I got rid of all the distractions. I made sure all I did was everything I was supposed to do, like get my people, you know, qualified to cross the stage at some point for some rank, for some accomplishment, some achievement. You know, that's important. That's one of the most important things you can do. You know, I don't recruit for a check. I recruit to promote. Every person who I recruit them not for ibüümerang. I recruit them to come into ibüümerang so they can go to the convention, because I don't get excited, you know, about a person who gets started with a first class pack. And I don't get excited about a person until they have their dual team, okay? Because one, I know that they've just gotten a check. And two, when they come to a big event, I get excited about that because now that gives them clarity. You know, it actually validates everything we've been telling them. And, you know, those two things together, let me explain these, you know, something. The check buys you about 90 more days with that person, right? When they go to the big event, like this big event, Vision will buy you, Vision with the check will buy you another 6 months of having that person hang around based off of the emotion that they're going to experience, all the things that they're going to see. And it's crucial. That's why right now we have people who got started yesterday who've already bought their tickets, their airplane tickets. You know, they already got their hotel rooms and they're excited because it's like going back, it's like going to college. When you go to college, you know, what happens is you want not just your tuition to be paid, but you want to get your books. You want to go ahead and pay for your dorm room. You want to go ahead and pay for your meal card. You're excited. You want to get all that stuff out the way. You want to get it paid for, knocked out. You don't care nothing about no money. You just care about the experience. We're about to do 4 years of college, right? And so as network marketers, not business people, I'm speaking on for those of you who still think you're in network marketing. You know, you get a person in and you say, well, you know, that person just paid $1,000 for, you know, a first class pack. You know, I don't want to, you know, put any financial pressure on them and tell them, well, look, you got to get a last minute ticket, you know. And what happens is now you're thinking, you know, for them with your wallet, okay? You're thinking for them with your dreams. And just because your dreams aren't big enough for you to go out there and sacrifice, you self-sabotage and you also sabotage their dreams, okay? And so stop making decisions for people when you're not qualified to, right? People call me and ask me, say, hey, look, I got a person who's ready to get started right now, first class. But they also want to go to the event. What should they do? They should go to the event. The first class pack will be here forever. And that first event won't. And you got to get them to the event. Look, don't buy a pack at all. You know, I don't care. Buy your $49 position so you get in the business, and then go buy your flights, then go buy your room, then go buy your tickets to the women's event and whatever else you got going on. But you got to be in that place. Okay? Remember, you're a business owner. This is not optional for you. If you have a 4 or 5 or 6, 7 or 7-figure income goal, this is not optional for you, right? You're about to again help us launch, you know, a company which is the Uber of travel that has the ability to go beyond $50 billion in revenue and sales. You get a chance to take a market share of that, and you're asking yourself, and you're not asking yourself, why am I not going? Okay. You should be asking yourself, no, why am I not going for real? what is it about this event that's got me still at home or thinking about not showing up? Because, you know, if you don't have a reason to make you go, your dream's not big enough. You really need to call somebody and have a conversation with somebody in your upline, senior partner, and say, hey, look, what do I need to do to get there? You know, because again, you don't know what you don't know. I'm sitting here because of an event. You know, my very first event that T-Gray is persistent. And I say, when I'm saying professional, specifically as a professional, you know, he always kept me in a loop. He always bam me. He always took me from one call before I got started, you know, to one event. And even as I got started, he got me to the next event. That next event was a big event. And that one event, you know, triggered everything. That one event flipped the switch on me and made me look at what my opportunity to work with him and Holton Buggs, what the value really was, because I was looking at it from a network marketing perspective. I wasn't looking at it from a business perspective. And I was about to cost myself a lifetime of fortune. This is 15 years ago, right? That one event, I watched him recognize, you know, the Eagles, and that ceremony did it for me. Right? I knew I wanted two things. I wanted an eagle, one, and I didn't know how to get one, didn't know how to earn one, but I knew I wanted one just by the way he talked about it. Two, I wanted to make sure I got in line for mentorship. Okay. And I'm just, you know, this is very, very important. That triggered everything. So a lot of you need to get out of network marketing and get into business. A lot of you think that you're still in an optional situation when it comes to, you know, you being able to, you know, get up and you know, do, you know, what you want and still make a 5, 6, or 7-figure income. Okay. It doesn't work like that, ladies and gentlemen. That window on you will close at some point in time, but that stage for you right now is open. Okay. You have time to get there as a director. You have time to get there as an executive director, senior director, Sapphire, and above. You got time to go out there and put as many boomerangs as you can on the books. You know, right now, if you have boomerangs and you've been in the business for 30 days and they're active, they're not activated, shame on you, right? Get rid of them. You know, that's inventory. That's an asset that you can create, right? But it's also a position where you can get all your boomerangs out. Go ahead and liquidate them right away. And who knows what they're going to be recognizing for, you know, and at that convention. You know, Mr. Buggs is a last minute type of guy. He might say, everybody with 100 boomerangs, stand up and walk on stage. Now, T-Gray may not let him do that because, you know, he's not as sporadic, you know, as our CEO. You know, sometimes he has a Dallas Cowboy moment and loses it, you know. But I want to take you guys also back. This is a commercial break for #good, get out of Dallas. Yeah, now back to our regular scheduled announcement. Okay, so leading up to the event, you should be doing as many exposures as possible, okay? Remember, this is a numbers game. Remember that, you know, the more people you expose, you know, the more people you'll have at the event. Forget about putting them in the business right now. I have people right now who are flying to Las Vegas who's been exposed, who have a high level of interest, but they're going to kick the tires, right? They're going to really see what's about to happen because, you know, if everything that I've been telling them is true, everything that they've been reading and watching on all of our events, you know, and our presentations are true, they're not just going to get started at the event. They're going to launch at it, okay? And so make sure you get as many people there as possible. Share rooms if you have to, ladies and gentlemen. Do whatever you have to do. But whatever you need to do to get there. You should also make sure that you get your uplines schedule. Make sure that they don't have anything planned for you. If they do, make sure you book around it. Okay. Also, make sure you're at your upline's host hotel. Yeah, you always want to be at your upline's host hotel, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what I love about this situation specifically in this company, because we don't have any room blocks. We have host hotels unique to every leader. You don't have any distractions. You don't have a lot of other leaders who your people are looking at and they're distracted by. You know, you have a really good streamlined focus of the vision for you and your leader. Okay? And so that's another thing about the stage. Sorry about that. The stage, there's going to be a lot of information coming from the stage. Okay? And a lot of core information is going to come from the stage, but also a lot of culture information is going to come from the stage too, because every leader has its personality. If before you implement anything that you hear from the stage that's coming from another leader that's not above you, run it by your leader. Get their advice on it, because they may be able to tell you how to do it, you know, within the culture. You know, they might be able to tell you how to do it a little bit differently, be a little bit more effective in your thinking, or they may not want you to do it at all. Okay, but make sure before you implement anything or insert anything into your group, make sure you run it by your upline. Okay, but again, back to the big event. Get to the host hotel and make sure you have your breakout meetings, set up your mentoring moment, your game plan sessions, before you get there. So all this stuff is going on. You'll be prepared. Make sure that you register early, like Mark said. Make sure you put yourself in a position where you're the first person in line. I know Angel Tran rather is always like at the event at like 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning, always the first person standing out there in the hallway waiting for the doors open, because she understands the heat is by the stage. The heat is by the ropes that they have separating the diamonds and everybody else. And you want to get there early. Okay? Now, while you're there, make sure that you're calling people. Make sure you're Facebook Living. Make sure you're keeping everybody in touch, with the information. Make sure you're setting up your boom parties, travel parties, your good parties. Make sure that you have a plan leaving that event, so you don't have what we call the post-event blues. Have all that excitement, have all that energy, and have nowhere to put it, when it's over. You want to make sure you have a plan leading out of this thing. And I just, one of the things also that I know about these events is this: from the stage, ladies and gentlemen, your leaders can see, who's out there. They can also see who else is not out there. So think about this: the people who are in the audience, if you're not there, if they're your team can see you not there as well. So lead by example. Okay, make sure you're there. Make sure you're always the one that's leading the charge, leading by example, and you always got your tickets first. If somebody has to ask you, are you going to be there? Then again, you haven't shown them that you're committed. I was just telling somebody yesterday, being 40 doesn't make you a man, right? Just like having an ID number for iboomerang doesn't mean that you are in iboomerang. It just means that you have an ID number. When you get to this event where you get a chance to make a big decision, where you get a chance to, again, just get the big picture and just go forward fastly, then iboomerang will be in you. That's where you want to be. Those moments I talked about, they don't come at home parties. They don't come at market regional meetings. They come when everybody see, how big the vision is, how many people are at this one big event. They're walking around talking to all these brand new sapphires, rubies, emeralds, and diamonds, and elite diamonds. They're talking to all these money earners. They're talking to all these people who they keep hearing that name on, the DTRTs, every Saturday morning, all these Cesar Munozes and, again, the Emmanuel Bernsteins of the world. And so make sure you're there, if you would also make sure, that you actually have your group drawn out before you get there. And when I say drawn out, make sure you have all your newest and your hottest. Make sure you have, all the people right now who are brand new, who are excited, have a little influence, ready to go. And make sure you have the people who are out there in the living rooms, who are doing the good parties, and the people who are putting people in left and right. So those will be the two sets of people that you'll will focus on when you leave the event. Okay? And so, when it comes to events, ladies and gentlemen, I wish I had more time. I really don't. But the one thing I can tell you is this, an educated sacrifice is a wise investment. And my wife and I, when we first, locked arms in the last company we did with Holton and Buggs and Edwin Haynes, we didn't have the money. We were going through foreclosure, bankruptcy, repossession, and my wife was 6 months pregnant. And we ended up going to our very first event by, her pawning, a fourth generation family heirloom, right? And it was passed down to her. And that same event, I sold my gun collection, sold my PS2, sold my CD collection, so we can actually, get to that event, right? And it was the most magical thing that could ever happen for us, because it was at that event, where I decided not to ever go back to work again. I had a job that was set up that I was going to go and start working for on that Monday. My wife told me, she said, hey, look, if this is true, and if everything they said is going to be coming and going to be launching, I'll go ahead and stay working for a minute. You just go and work in the field, and we'll make it happen. And that's the decision that we made at that time that put us in a position where we'll never have to worry about money again as long as we live. And so, again, make sure you get to events, make sure you get your people to the event, make sure you get your people on stage. And so with that, I want to turn, the microphone and the stage back over to the Tunicorns. These guys have been doing an amazing job, Mark and Terrence Gray, and so again, and Mark, with his fitness tees over here, he's over here making everybody look bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the table back over to you guys. I appreciate you.
All right, everybody. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, everybody. You see this guy right here? Give it up for Sam Bean. I hope you guys enjoy Sam Bean's first training. Yeah. And I hope you also enjoy Sam Bean's last training. All right. Hey, what an amazing training by one of our top diamond ambassadors, Sam Bean. I took some great notes. Let me pull up my notes because he made some powerful points. And you guys got, if you were paying attention, you got a little bit of history because Sam got his introduction to network marketing about 15 years ago. And I had the privilege and honor of being his sponsor, a person to introduce him to that. Sam, I love the fact that you said that events are the underdog's equalizer. Mm-hmm. What a powerful concept, right? Because, people are trying to figure out what they need to do to be successful. And so many times people resist the one thing that can make all the difference in the world, which is to go to an event. Because when you go to an event, it's a very personal experience. Everybody doesn't get the same thing out of an event. In order for you to get what you need to get out of the event, you gotta be there. Right. And so I'm glad that Sam did that. And, he took the advice and coaching and the pushing from Edwin Haynes and myself back 15 years ago. Remember that, GMA? And he went to that event because then he was able to see what he needed to do. He was inspired to succeed and also inspired, I like what he said, to want to qualify for mentorship. Like he said, if it wasn't for those events, he probably wouldn't be in network marketing. And when I think about the network marketing graveyard, all the people who've quit and failed and who become casualties of the industry, one of the common denominators that many of them have is that they've never gone to the big event. As a matter of fact, Mark, I've heard people say this next crazy thing. They said, when I start making money, I'll go to the event. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And usually when people say that to me, you know what I tell them? When you go to the event, you'll start making money, right? And so I hope folks get that. And the last thing I want to say, what I love that Sam and Kim are doing is, I don't know if you guys caught this, because people make so many excuses for their people, right? But what he said is they've got people on their team who started yesterday who are already registered for the event with airline tickets and hotels. He even tells people, look, if you got to choose between signing up in the business and attending the event, go ahead and attend the event. You can sign up afterwards because we know that if they come to the event, they're definitely going to go ahead and sign up. But if that's what their budget allows, get them to the event. And by the way, what that shows is that as leaders, they're not thinking about their little fast start bonus. They're not thinking about their little dual team bonus. They're thinking about the big picture of setting that person up for success, what's best for that person, which is for them to go to the event and be able to see what they need to see in order to go big. So Mark, that's what I got out of it. What about you?
So you covered everything, but I just want to point out
everything.
Yes, that's correct.
Just because sometimes I do that.
He does. He covered it all. But I do want to say this. This is the part that got me right here in the heart. They sold a 4th generation heirloom to get to that event. That's sacrifice. So, do what you got to do. I mean, that's some serious sacrifice right there. Yep. And if you don't have your ticket yet, you got to get your ticket. You got to go. You got to get the vision. And the other thing I want to say is this is the last time we're using this janky set.
Oh yeah, we're about to retire this set.
Yeah.
It started out terrible, and I think it got worse. I don't think it got better. I think it got worse over time.
Yeah.
But we're about to have a major upgrade, so stay tuned. Stay tuned for this. And I just want to give a message out there to any diamonds that are going to be training. Any diamond that wants to be able to train more than once on flight school, all you got to do is come on here and say anything negative about the Dallas Cowboys, and you are guaranteed a second visit. All right.
Hey, you never know who's going to show up at iBoom HQ we got the GMA.
Yeah.
Mr. Edwin Haynes.
All right.
Coming over. Yeah, come around this way. Come on.
Let me
Yeah.
get around. Let me
You
get
never
around.
know who's going to show up.
Hey. We up early in the morning. Hey, no sleep zone for us around here. I had to come and say hello when I knew Mr. Sam Bean was going to knock out the training. And I can tell you this right now, Sam Bean lives that training that he just taught you all. So it has served him very well. Mark, thank you all for all you do.
Yes, sir.
All you do.
I appreciate you.
Hey, we don't even have any Fridays away.
No.
We used to say
That's
4
it.
Fridays away. Fridays are done.
It's done.
Right?
It's over.
So 1 week from today, we will be on the stage unveiling the vision of this company. So you want to make sure that you're there to witness history. I know even my parents didn't want to miss it, so they're going to be there.
Oh.
I have all kinds of people. Yes, the girls, everybody, all my daughters, parents, everybody, they want to see this. I know Buggs' parents are coming. This is a big event. You all have no idea. This is truly history in the making. We will make this the biggest event that you've ever attended. And maybe not just be in size. We're going to have a large group. Thousands of people will be there now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But from what we're about to do to impact this impact the industry, you want to witness that. He or she that shows up to the event and have the most people at the event will win in the long haul. So you never get a chance to say that I was at the first event again only by being there. So be there. So I appreciate all that you all are doing. Things are rocking right now. You know, we were up late here last night.
Yes, we were.
And now we're here again. So I just wanted to come in and just say hello and just encourage you all, hey, be a part of history in the making. Do what you have to do to position yourself to take full advantage of what's taking place. And man, give a thumbs up or something to T. Gray and Mark for all they do. I'm telling you, these guys, they don't sleep. They do not sleep. I'm serious. Working around the clock. Mark is designing stuff, and T. Gray is setting up new relationships. The relationships that's happening right now, the things behind the scenes that's taking place right now. I'm telling you, I wish if I didn't have this NDA on me, this non-disclosure, I would tell it all. But I have to be quiet. No, this is not hype. I mean, Mr. Buggs has put some things together. T. Gray searching out things, making things happen. Mark is just incredible. The whole staff. I don't want to miss anybody, the core is making it happen.
We got to give it up to you too, Mr.
Hey,
GMA. You've been doing some. We had a little talk yesterday, and you're like, man, I'm getting into some areas where I'm out of my comfort zone, but you're fighting through it. And I love the fact that you are our GMA. Hey, we could not have a better GMA.
Look at that.
You right there. Oh,
I'll take it. Hey, we fighting for it. This is it. Listen, I am laying all of my cards on the table. This is it. You know, you heard the story. We talk about it more, and we're gonna get into Vegas. I didn't want to do it in the first place. I was trying to talk Holton Buggs out of doing it. But now I'm so glad that we did it because I know we will do something big for the world. And you know what? Mr. Buggs used to talk about having a goal to positively impact over 100 million people indirectly and directly. And he's already done that because I've traveled different parts of the world, even just recently, as you all know. And you ought to see the response of what he's done. People are telling me I've never been a part of anything he's done until now, being a part of ibüümerang. But we used to train the cash cow. We used to teach the things he taught, and we did that for our organizations and even our companies. And now we have him with his own company, backed up by this talent that we have, including all of our diamonds. Man, we have the best diamonds. We have the best team. I know for a fact we have the best product. We have the best leadership. You don't want to miss it. So I just wanted to come and say hello. I can't miss Saturday trainers, man. Fired up. Fired up. See you all. I'll see you all in Vegas. See you all in Vegas. See you in Vegas. So Mark, I'll turn it over. I'm getting out of here.
Right on.
Hey, man.
Thank you.
Hey, that set is all right. I'm not talking. I kind of match it. I make it look good.
You blend right into it.
I'll bring it right into it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out of here. See you all in Vegas.
Thank you, Mr. Edwin Haynes. Mr. Edwin Haynes, GMA.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
So Lori Spears.
Lori Spears.
Our director of travel. With Extreme.
She came through.
She did. She has.
You know what we call her? We call Lori Spears the travel goddess.
Oh, yes.
And for those of you who don't know why, you're about to find out.
She has relationships in this industry that span decades. And she has been able to secure for us and for you, actually.
Dun, dun, dun!
Anybody who's at Vegas, when you register, and again, what time's registration open up on Friday?
12 noon
o'clock.
On Friday.
Get your heinies down there. Make sure you register.
He said heinies.
I said heinies.
Yes, he did.
Yep, it's better than the other word that we usually say. So get yourself down there and get registered, and we're going to give everybody a raffle ticket. Tear one end off, keep the other end. Don't lose that ticket.
Don't lose your raffle ticket.
Do not lose that raffle ticket because
dun, dun,
we've
dun.
got 10.
10.
Maybe 12. 10.
10.
We've got 10 trips that Lori is going to be giving away. And these aren't just little trips, man.
These are some serious trips.
These are, we just had somebody else walk through this.
Oh, yeah. Get ready, people.
Come on over here.
Get
Come
ready.
over here. Come over
Get ready.
here.
Get ready. Get ready. Here it comes. Here it comes. You gotta get down a little bit. Yeah.
Hi, Tim.
Yes.
How we doing up Boomerang? You guys have showed up on these calls. Listen, Mr. Sam Bean, the master promoter himself, came with it, and the comments are going off the charts. I was just watching because I had two phones here trying to listen and an earpiece. I couldn't get the audio, but I kept getting the video. And I'm just trying to read Sam's lips. I know what he's going to say. Why? Me and Ed trained him to say it. So we just read his lips, listened to the comments. Can't wait to have you guys there. And I have a question for you guys. I have a question. We got a really, really, really tough dilemma here. Tough. Very tough. And this is a serious one. Tough dilemma. I need to see from you guys. When last week, when we put those tickets on sale for the closing celebration, first of all, we have so many people who are coming because they sponsored their two.
That's right.
Their 2 business packs.
That's right. That's right.
But last week when we put them on sale, it sold out in about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, we sold about an hour and a half. We sold out. We weren't even watching it, and we sold over the number of tickets, which I was glad a couple people refunded because we had the wrong information on there.
Right.
About it coming with 2 drink beverages, and that wasn't the case. And so we had those people who were able to refund if they didn't want that, and a few people did. Now, here's the issue. So many people are sending us what we call boom mail, not hate mail, boom mail. All right. I couldn't get in. I couldn't get in. And I couldn't get in. I was trying. I want to know from you because we don't even know if it's possible. And we won't know until sometime next week. We're looking to see if we could actually buy another portion of the club for the closing celebration. Right now, there's no tickets, so it's full. It's done. If that was available, we would want to know, how many would do it because it's a major, major financial commitment to do that.
Hashtag buy the whole club.
Okay. So we're just, I want to see the response that we get on both the Facebook and the other one on Zoom to see. We know you got your ticket already, but
no. Look this way.
We know you got
I sponsored 2, but I didn't get a ticket. I will buy a ticket.
Okay. So I just want to know from you guys, how many of you would want to be there who don't have a ticket right now, just so we can gauge it, because that's Memorial Day weekend, and everything is sold out in Vegas, and everything is like triple expensive. So we just want to know, and if we have enough response from you and enough feedback, we'll try to do the math, and I won't make any promises to you whatsoever right now, but we'll look at it and we'll see. But anyway, guys, we can't wait to spoil you rotten when you come to Las Vegas. See you guys.
Awesome.
Boom, boom.
Hey, look at that. Hey, HB, I got to tell you, the chat is lighting up. People are saying, I want a ticket. I want a ticket. Please buy the whole club. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll buy 10 tickets. Holton said, I'm going to buy 10 tickets.
Wow, look at that. All right, way to go.
Okay. Well, we'll see, man. So Lori is going to be raffling off these trips.
How many?
These are 10.
10,
maybe 12, but we'll see.
10, maybe 12.
Yeah. And
but you were in the process of saying these aren't 3 day,
right.
2-night,
have fun. These are 5-star resorts
at the Equi Lodge
and not only
Kama
that,
Lodge.
Not only that, there's a cruise she's giving away.
There's a 7-day cruise.
7 days, balcony room.
Balcony room. Folks, I just came off of a cruise. Balcony room is like an upgrade.
Yeah.
All right. You got the inside rooms with no windows, and then you got the outside rooms with no balconies, and then you got the outside rooms with a balcony. Yeah. And she's got a balcony 7-day cruise in that raffle. Come on, folks. That's what I'm talking about. You got to be there. Be there.
Got to be there.
And don't lose your raffle ticket.
Don't lose your raffle ticket.
Pin it to your shirt like your mama used to. Do what you got to do so you don't lose.
Mark, put me down for 25 tickets for the park.
25 tickets for
25 tickets. 25.
We
We got 25. 26. I got 30. Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Well, guys, that's all I've got.
And that's a lot. Okay, so let's recap real quick. We're going to wrap this up, guys. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to let you guys go. But here's the thing. Let's make sure everybody remembers. Boom stream. Boom stream. All right?
Oh,
make sure you get your live stream. Hold on. Right?
Let's put it up one more
time. We're going to put it up on the screen for you guys. Boom stream.
There
you go. Make sure you get your live stream.
Boomstream.com.
All right? There you go.
2 full days, $75.
$75. And for those of you who are coming to the event, make sure that you register on Friday. Don't be that person standing in line on Saturday morning if you don't have to. And when you get that raffle ticket, hold on to it and make sure that you're in the room, because you heard our CEO, our visionary, tell you that we have so much love to give you next weekend, and we don't want you to miss a second of it. We're going to blow your mind so that you can pass out like the Michael Jackson concert. Oh,
lift it up.
Up. Look at that, our GMA. How many of you bought our GMA's book last weekend when we were talking here? Right? You have permission to succeed. This is a commercial. Today's broadcast was brought to you by your GMA, Edwin Hayes. You have permission to succeed, now on sale at Amazon book sales.
They call me Banner. I'm Banner Black.
And on that note, we'll see you in Vegas. We love you. This is getting crazy over here at the iBoom HQ.
Fired up, man.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
And
on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Boom! Boom!